that we got to work with. I mean, the characters, Rome Benedict, my God, I remember the car he drove,
the Superbird.
The Superbird he drove. I mean, these are experiences and relationships that we can't get away from.
As hard as we try.
And who would want to? Because frankly, you know, the essence of our enjoyment in life is the kind of people that we meet and associate with. And doing this once a year is a revelation for me, because every year y'all manage to come up with more and more embarrassing stories every year. It's just great. I run my own business now, so I don't have to take any crap from any station manager.
Well, first of all, let me say it's an honor to be here with everybody.
Who are you?
My first year, I'm Scott.
I'm James Rogers, and I'm an entertainer, and I know most of you in here, and it's just an honor and a privilege to be here. Luther Massengale was the first autograph that I ever got. I was 6 years old. He came to East Lake Elementary School, where he would go around sampling the lunches. And
could I write?
You sure could. And I just went up there and I just stood there with my mouth open and said, "That's Luther Massengale." And I loved him then, and we all still love him to this day. And I remember when I was first trying to get anything played on the radio, he was one of the first that would play songs of mine in regular rotation. And you guys are, all of you, legends. And I'll tell you what, you're missing an idea though. I'm dead serious. There was never really a good sequel to Animal House. You put these stories together. Do you not realize you've got the National Lampoon Animal House thing just going back in time? I swear. So I'll leave you with that thought and idea. Merry Christmas. God bless you. And I feel honored to be here with all of you. And I mean that totally. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm Bob Johnson, and I've been here 34 years now, actually. And I've been retired for 2 years at WTVC, and I came here in 1975. My career goes back to when I was 15 years old, and I, like many of you here, was enamored with radio when I was 13 or 14 years old, and started trying to beg my way into empty trash bags or whatever they let me do. Somebody believed in me enough to try me on the weekend, and that started off my career, I guess you could say, in 1962. And I've been able to grow and hopefully mature during the course of the years and working in other radio stations and TV stations in Charleston, South Carolina, and here at DVC, of course, where I spent my 32 years on the air. But I think it's interesting to know that if you think about it, represented in this room right now is the nucleus of the basis for what has become the broadcasting community in Chattanooga. It began with a lot of the people in this room here and evolved from that point to where it is today. And it should be a proud moment for all of us to get together and discuss how our experiences have led to where we got to where we got to where we got, and has grown in broadcasting the Chattanooga to this level it is today, largely because of the beginning work that we did here. One story I'll relate unless you haven't seen it on tape, and it's the only one I can come off my head with right now. 80-something, we were on the air. This is a famous blooper. And Pam Newby and I were co-anchoring the news. We were in the middle of the first segment of the newscast. Had to throw it to a weather break. Neil Pascal was doing weather. And we had just done a story about tennis elbow. And it had been very windy that day. And tennis elbow was the subject of the story and what constituted tennis elbow and what you did to treat it. And Neil Pascal came off of the story talking about tennis elbow, and he plays tennis. It was a windy day today, wasn't it? Pam said, "Yes, Neil, it would have blown your balls all over the court." We all tried to maintain our composure. I knew, being where I was next, having to throw the break, I had to say something. I put my head down like this for a moment, tried to get over it. They were howling in the control booth. before I could say anything, she said, "No, I mean tennis balls." We'll be right back. I too am a part of this organization. Come here every year and talk about old times and good times. How we evolved into what we are. In our case, we probably mutated. My good buddy Darrell Patterson's been my brother in Chattanooga since I came to work at WTVC.
Since we were real little kids.
Real little kids. Proud to have had association with people like Darrell, Don Welch, and many other people who have come through WTVC and other stations. It's been a good, healthy market for competition, but a good, healthy market for friendship among competitors, too. And I appreciate that. Have a happy holiday season and good New Year to everybody. Thank you.
I'm Randy Smith. Those of you who don't know me, I guess I've worked with most everybody in here at one time or another. 1975, I came to town, worked at WDXB. Gary, were you there at that time? Gary was there, Bob Boyer was there. Tim Cunningham was board op for a lot of my high school football games we did that year. But Chattanooga has been my home ever since that year, 1975. I do have a Luther story to tell you. The late Bill Nash, who I still love dearly to this day, so does Jerry and Tommy Jeff, was a salesperson at WDEF, and I was hosting a sports talk show there. This was in the early 90s. And Nash came in one day. Luther was in his little studio. I was in the other room getting ready to do my talk show, and Nash comes in and kisses Luther in the top of the head, right there. Didn't think anything more about it. 2 or 3 months later, same thing happens. Bill goes in and kisses Luther right in the top of the head. So I asked him, I said, what's this all about? He said, the ratings that guy's pulling in, said all of us salespeople come in and kiss his head every time because he's making it real easy for us to make a lot of money. So I said, well, you're not very happy about that. You got a big scowl on your face. He says, if I go up any further, I'm going to have to start kissing. We as broadcasters have been able to change the course of so many things. My friend Bill Markham is a good example of that. He changed the course of Riverbend forever.
How's that, Randy?
You remember when they would give away the truck? I guess they still do, the truck. Yeah. Markham was on the stage that Saturday night, and that last night of Riverbend. And they were drawing the numbers or whatever. I think they gave everybody a number. They were drawing them out, and as they drew them out, they eliminated them from the contest. So they get down to the last 2. And they draw in and draw a number. Well, Markham takes that number and says, and you are the winner of the Toyota pickup truck. And the other woman says, well, you've eliminated 8. You drew this one and you give her the truck. So she starts complaining. Now this is on the air. KZ106 was broadcasting it this night. This is on the air. They have an argument over the air on the stage in front of 200,000 people about who should win the truck. Well, when Markham realizes what he's done, he just says, hey, we got to go. And he leaves. He just walks off the stage. So they wound up having to give away 2 trucks that year. I don't know if anybody remembers that or not, but they gave away 2 trucks. So we can definitely change the course.